Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie Cajes from Group 3, and today, since we've already heard about what is social exchange theory as well as its history, so on my part, I'm gonna discuss about its assumptions and applications. First assumption. Social behaviors involve social exchanges of value. In this assumption, since we are all part of the community, so of course we need to interact with other people, coordinate, cooperate with them. And the way we handle ourselves or react with them, that involves exchanging of value. Value that I mean refers to those things that have a sentimental value for you or important for you, such as your time, your effort, your feelings, your thoughts, and everything. Second assumption. People are motivated to retain some value or the reward when they have to give something up. So, for me, I think this assumption is what we people mostly do, which is to choose to keep some value on ourselves, especially when it demands us to give up something in return. The third assumption, people pursue social exchanges where they receive more rewards than their costs. So, this third assumption is the opposite of the preceding assumption that I've mentioned, because in this part, the person can easily engage in the social exchanging of value as long as he or she can get more than what he gave during the exchanging value process. The fourth assumption, rewards and cost can be material and immaterial goods in social exchange theory, which means that during the process, exchanging process of value, the person can get or give immaterial or material things. It or in other term, tangible or intangible value. The fifth assumption, and I think some of us here can relate to this, which is people will terminate relationships when they believe the cost to be greater than the rewards, which means that it is easy to a person to end or stop the relationship, any kinds of relationship, whether friends, lovers, etc. If it didn't bring her any more good, or if what he give is much more greater than what he get while being in that relationship. The sixth assumption, which is people expect to be rewarded similarly when they incur the same cost. So from the word mentioned on the phrase similarly, which means the same. So the person expect to receive or gain the same level of intensity, the same level of um, quality of what he gave to that certain person. So in other ways, um, if I give 100%, then I will expect to get 100% also from that certain person. The seventh assumption, which is when measuring reward versus cost, people compare to their expectations, previous experiences, or alternatives, which means that um, the basis for their decisions are their expectations, previous experiences, or alternatives. That's why we have this phrase in Bisaya na that says, nag-expect man gud ko nga mo na iyang ihatag kay mo pa ba akong gihatag. So, 'di ba? Kanang mga common lang yan siya na mga phrase, but it has a connection regarding the social exchange theory because of our expectation, because of our past experiences, past events. Um, we compare we measure the reward versus cost based on those things, our experiences or expectations, as well as alternatives that we think is possible. The last but not the least assumption regarding the social exchange theory, which is people understand that enough rewards versus cost differ from relationship to relationship within the same relationship over time, which means that in every relationship that we have, we cannot set the same boundaries with different individuals because we believe that every person is different. So we need to set boundaries based on the relationship that we have with a certain person. You need to set those things that you are just allowed to give or get from that certain individual and the other one, because they are not the same, and your relationship with those person is not the same at all. So we are already done on discussing those assumptions regarding the social exchange theory. So by this time, let's move on knowing where we can apply social exchange theory. I will mention those examples written in the module, in which we can apply this theory, which is a social exchange theory, which are in romantic relationship, friendship, workplace behavior, organizational management, business decisions, social power, leadership, politics, consumer purchasing decisions, or even in television viewing decisions. So, which means that from those examples, it just means that we can apply social exchange theory in our daily activities, whether in personal matters or even unexpected happenings in a day. And to better know where we can apply this theory in our profession, which is the social work. So let's go further. Social worker must understand that every person looking for reward within a relationship. It is normal for a person, even us, to look or to focus on the positive outcome that we can get before totally engaging with a person or having a definite decision. That is why in any social work practices, we should ensure that our client will have something to get from us after the assessment, after the counseling or whatsoever, because it is our duty to give them what they need, and that is an example of reward also. Thus, as social worker, we help our clients to improve their personal relationship, because that has a relation on this theory, social exchange theory. It involves relationship, building a positive relationship with other person or in any relationship that we have, um, because as a social worker or aspiring social worker, we need to understand that our clients um, needs help. They needs our help, especially in building a positive relationship with their personal matters. So such for example, their parents, siblings, husband, friends, wife, and etc. On the social work side also, in social exchange theory, it can help us to learn something or to get something from our clients. It could be ideas, knowledge, or like what I've mentioned on the assumption side, it could be in a form of material or immaterial goods. Material goods, for example, tangible. Immaterial goods, untangible, like what I've said, thoughts, ideas, knowledge. And because while having an interaction with them, we can identify some intrinsic rewards that we can get from our clients. Intrinsic rewards means rather true, genuine, yung totoo. Because we can detect or we can observe from how they from how they interact, how they speak with us, speak to us, okay? So that is why social exchange theory is very important for a in any social work practices, especially for us to practice this one, to know this one, and where we can apply and how we can apply, of course, social exchange theory.